Hello students, welcome to our third module of class 8 Geography, Resources and Development, Chapter 2, Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife Resources. In our previous module, we have seen how soil is an important resource and various methods of soil conservation. In this module, we will see how water is an important resource as well as about the different measures of conserving water. So let us begin. Water is important for the survival of all forms of life. It is required for the domestic needs of humans like drinking, cooking, bathing, washing, etc. And also for economic activities like industrial activities, cultivations, etc. 3/4, that is 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. That is why it is also known as the blue planet or watery planet. 97% of the water on the earth is in the seas and oceans. Seawater contains salt and hence cannot be consumed directly. Thus, only 3% is fresh water, of which 2% is in the form of snow and glaciers found in polar regions and mountain peaks. Hence, only about 1% of all water on earth is available for us to use. Rainwater is the primary source of fresh water. We also get fresh water from rivers, lakes and ponds, and in the form of underground water from wells and tube wells. Water is a renewable natural resource, hence it can be obtained again. Water from sea, rivers, lakes, etc. gets evaporated by the heat of sun and reaches into atmosphere in the form of water vapor. The water vapor condenses in the atmosphere and comes back to the earth in the form of rain. This circulation of water is called hydrological cycle or water cycle. Through this natural process, the availability of water remains constant on the earth. Problems of water availability. The distribution of rain on the earth is not uniform in terms of amount, area and duration. Some areas get heavy rainfall while others haven't seen rainfall in hundreds of years. In some regions it rains throughout the year while in others only for a few months. Thus, it is clear that the distribution of fresh water on the surface of the earth is highly uneven. This affects human resources. The concentration of population in the world is limited to a few areas because it is dependent upon the availability of water. Density of population is low in areas where water is not easily available. The earliest human civilizations developed around river valleys. Even today, large cities of the world are located near some big rivers. We are dependent on water for survival. But increasing urbanization and higher standards of living have resulted in an ever-increasing demand for water, leading to water scarcity. Pollution of water bodies by use of fertilizers and pesticides has also affected the quality of water, making it unusable. Scarcity of water has become a prominent problem in the world today. Several developed and developing countries are facing acute shortage of water. This has been caused by both natural and human factors such as deviations in the patterns of annual and seasonal rainfall and pollution and exploitation of water resources. Conservation of water. Conservation of water resources is essential for humans. It includes making water available for consumption for a longer time and protecting it from pollution. Here, we will discuss some measures for water conservation. Afforestation. Trees prevent wastage of water as they decrease the rate of surface runoff and renew the storage of underground water. Building dams on rivers. Multi-purpose projects have been started by building dams on rivers, which is an effective way of water conservation. These projects have not only controlled floods, but the flow of water in the rivers has also been regulated so that the wasteful flow of water is checked. Moreover, water is supplied to the areas of scarcity through canals, hydroelectricity is also produced, building artificial lakes and tanks. In South India, there is lack of perennial rivers. Therefore, rainwater is collected in large tanks or artificial lakes so that water can be conserved to the maximum. Rainwater harvesting. Another very effective method to conserve water is to adopt rainwater harvesting. In this process, rainwater is collected from rooftops and directed to an appropriate location to store it for future use. Check on pollution. Sewage of urban and rural settlements should be treated before its disposal into rivers. Industrial effluents must also be properly treated before discharging them into rivers. They contaminate water with metals and chemicals which ultimately reach human body. Individual efforts. We should also try to check wastage of water at individual level at home, school, offices or public places. Taps should not be allowed to run when not in use. Drinking water should not be used for cleaning or gardening. Small kitchen tanks could be used for flushing toilets. For the safety of human lives and other animals, it is very important to keep water free from pollution. Man can conserve the biosphere only by conserving the water resources. Let us summarize what we have learned today. Water is a vital renewable natural resource. 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Therefore, it is called the water planet. There is water shortage in many regions of the world. It may be a consequence of variation of seasonal or annual precipitation, or the scarcity is caused by over-exploitation and contamination of water sources. Rainwater harvesting, building of dams, afforestation are some common methods of water conservation. Let us see what you have grasped today. Here are some questions for you. Your question number 1 is, water covers around %% of total surface area of the earth. And their options are A. 70%, B. 50%, C. 30%, or D. 10%. And the correct answer is A. 70%. Your second question is, which of the following is not a cause of water pollution? And the options are A. Industrial effluents, B. Afforestation, C. Marine dumping, or D. Radioactive waste. And the correct answer is B. Afforestation. Your third question is, which of the following is not a method of water conservation? And the options are A. Rainwater harvesting, B. Building dams, C. Afforestation, or D. Dumping of garbages into water bodies. And the correct answer is D. Dumping of garbages into water bodies. It's practice time now, and here is some homework for you. Your first question is, why all available water on earth is not usable? Your second question is, explain the following terms briefly, that is water cycle, rainwater harvesting, and water conservation. Your third question is, although water is a renewable resource, today we face the problem to access clean and adequate water. You have to give reasons for the statement. In our next module, we will discuss about natural vegetation and wildlife resources, as well as about the conservation of natural vegetation and wildlife resources. Till then, take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.